I'm going to explain my own website here. The introduction is 3 generations of military, putting all this together in the last few years. The reason I joined the Navy was because I didn't really have any, father figure, etc. And then when I was done with the Navy, I found out my dad was actually a Vietnam combat vet, and his dad, my grandpa, was a Navy combat vet. But you'll see those in the links. So I said 3 generations of military. But, when you look at me, you'll see government denials, and they put me in the streets, and negligence. And you'll find out through these documents that I attempted a Navy Army transfer. Didn't even know I was an experiment yet. The experiment was to underman my ship and use me as a reserve enlisted to basically make up for the manning problem they created on purpose to save the government money. What a wise choice. What a wise choice. Anyways, no one can understand how stupid that is, or how dangerous that is, or against all Navy standards that is, when you look at the details. And so, no, everyone acts confused, and I made this website, try to put all these pieces together. The Army Inspector General there states they have no responsibility to help out a Navy guy when they medically disqualify him or have his medical records, and they don't have any responsibility to call the Navy or make sure the guy's taken care of, which sort of breaks all common sense and the military and taking care of each other. Department of Veteran Affairs will deny you, and all the records they deny you are based on the Navy Army transfer that denied you transfer for a spine, musculoskeletal, and psychiatric. But you're going to see all those records coming to fruition through Freedom of Information Act request, etc. Because the bottom line is the Navy never got the Army records, or the Army never sent the medical records to the Navy, so the Navy played dumb, and they continued letting you serve, or not letting you serve, continuing to make you serve in a contract you couldn't leave, which gets into contract issues and stuff like that, which you'll see my links discuss. Further on throughout this website, you'll see that the experimental nature of those NRF FFGs, plainly stated, 11 officers compared to 16 officers, almost, a third of the force on the ships, or you have a major reduction in the active duty crew. And then you see the enlistment I had, the Sierra Mariner. It says tuition assistance, good part-time pay while you train. But the Navy never did this kind of training, and you're not getting paid very much. Look at my income. You'll see my income records here. Also, the bigger part of it is you'll see right there on the left, SAM enlistment, Sierra Mariner enlistment, was actually ended the year meaning they actually started to terminate, draw down my actual Sierra Mariner enlistment. If you zoom in on that, you'll see right there, the Sierra Mariner enlistment draws down for more highly trained, skilled veterans. There's a big difference in having skill and training on a Navy ship. And if they just put you on there at 18 and you just have to fight for it and get paid literally nothing, sent home sick every month, they wonder what happens. These guys are insane. They have no idea what's going on. And then the Army plays like they have no responsibility when they medically disqualify you, and they have all these medical records on you. They have no responsibility to transfer to the Navy. So the Navy can play dumb. So it brings up the mythology of the Bible story of Job. Hassay is the military story of Job. I mean, if Job had entered the military at 18 and had all his dreams and hopes and aspirations terminated or sabotaged, but I think Job actually had successful business or successful life up to the point, kids and everything, until he started having these plagues and everything, and then he started losing everything, and then he had to keep his keep his faith in God, which I'm doing, keeping my faith in God. And I just never reached any of my initial dreams, having a family, kids, or anything. But regardless, I'm still fighting to accomplish dreams and have a successful life, even though the government will fight you. And the only people that have come to my assistance, other veterans, etc., over the time and years. So I see these guys are surrounding Job, and the people do care. I've had to really dig deep and find all these records and uncover and understand what that, the things I didn't understand before. So, putting this website together helps me explain the reality I was dealing with. When I was 18, I had no idea. They just put you in that mess, and then they say, "Oh, good luck, buddy. We don't know. Maybe you'll figure it out 20 years ago and we write some reports about it and tell you everything that you were assigned was junk, and we got rid of it." But then the VA will play like, stupid. They won't even consider talking about it, or all these reports are nonsense. So they, you can't explain your own reality. Well, look how much they paid, 1994 to 2002. You might as well have paid me peanuts. 3,000, 7,000, 4,000, 3,000, 4,000, 8,000, 9,000, 9,000. I mean, I can't even survive. And you're in the military and you're assigned to a ship. You know what I'm saying? Navy test pilot school. And then you just give up. You're discharged and say, I don't want to be American anymore. You tried to get a civilian job. You tried to get a few side jobs, but you just gave up. Said, fuck this American thing. And you moved to Mexico, and then you just fucking tried to figure out your life from there. Again, let's go to the Navy test pilot school. Look at that. They have an actual Naval Air Warfare Center, United States Naval Test Pilot School. So the pilots will be experimented on knowingly, and then they will be monitored knowingly for everything's out of standards from a normal aircraft conditions. Well, what if they do that on a ship, but you're not told you're in a test? You're still on a ship, and that's doing experimental things outside of standards, like minimum manning and no training and no everything's out of standards. But you're not going to get the monitoring as the Naval Warfare Test Pilot School, but you're still on a test. Just to be plain and clear. My friend tried to make a documentary years ago, and this is when she met me, and you can watch that. I still want to follow up and get a documentary, learn how to write, read, maybe make some scripts, because it's worth telling a story of a kid who's young and given a taxing military assignment that will just put him in hell, and have to fight the government. For recognition, when 99% of society, or at least 90% of society, never joined the military, doesn't have to fight that battle, can make all their own decisions without having a military requirement, and then that will be your stepping stone, right? And then they'll have Veterans Day while you're homeless in a car, and maybe eventually you'll figure it out. And you do, and then they still fight you. But, I've been getting progress. I mean, here it is, 2023. You got the Department of Veteran Affairs saying, hey, man, why did you take the guy's car with the disabled veteran license plate and not call us? He has federal social workers at the VA social workers. Maybe you could do some intermediary things, and, instead of him losing his goddamn van. Anyways, I've been dealing with a lot of shit. the police act stupid, at least don't even consider they could do anything but tow your car and have it impounded. I mean, yeah, they're doing a lot of stuff, but I don't know. This is during COVID. I don't know how much they were doing, but maybe they had to tow my car that I needed to fix the starter on it, and I left it in the streets for too long. I was trying to get it fixed, and then, so that's just one thing. Then I wrote a synopsis. I'm off meds now, so these meds that, about a year ago I've been off meds, so I've been able to think clear and want to tell my story correctly. Here we go, rejuvenation time. I'm going to tell my story, make my website, and this is just the introduction. I'm going to see if this will pop up and put a video online and start making a video for every single page that you see here. Every single page will get an introduction with a video. Peace.